Hi, I'm Casey, and today we're going to talk about how to hit an overhead in pickleball. The two main things that we're going to cover today are getting in the right position to hit the ball and the techniques behind hitting the actual overhead. So the first step of getting ready to hit the overhead is to get sideways and to get into position. So I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. So basically you're going to be on your kitchen line, you're playing your point out, you might be thinking, you might be hitting volleys, whatever. And when you recognize the ball is coming up to give you an opportunity to hit that overhead, what you're going to do is you're going to drop into this position that's kind of like a trophy position if you play tennis. And what it's going to look like is this. So there's three parts to doing that. The first part is your right foot, for right-handed people, is going to drop behind you like this to get you sideways. So now your hips are facing the side fence. Your right arm is going to come up like this. So you have a 90-degree angle at your shoulder. And then your left arm is going to come up ahead of you like this. So all together, it's going to look like this. And that's going to set you up in position to hit that overhead.
All right, let's take a look at some trophy positions in action. So as I notice the ball's coming up for a lob, I automatically swing my right foot back, turning my hips and getting sideways. The second part is I'm lifting my paddle until my shoulder's at that 90-degree angle, and then my left arm is up to track the ball. And then I can go through and hit that overhead. And then of course I get back to the kitchen in ready position to prepare for the next shot.
So now that you know how to set up, you're always going to be in perfect position to hit that overhead. The next step is just the technique to actually swing and hit it. So it's pretty similar to throwing a baseball or a football, where you're just going to make this motion here. The important parts are from here, you're going to reach up, make contact slightly in front of you, and a lot like fully extended up here. So here, sideways, make contact up here. Then you're going to swing through and you want to finish on the other side of your body here, so in your opposite pocket. So in full motion, it's going to look like this.
All right, let's see if I hit those 3 checkpoints as I hit my overheads in this video. So we're gonna take a look in slow motion, and basically, of course, I hit my trophy position, but from here, I'm gonna start my swing path like I'm throwing a ball. And then you can see here my contact point, my arm is fully extended and I'm making contact slightly in front of my head. And then of course, I'm gonna do my full swing and finish with my paddle in my opposite pocket.
So that's how you hit a basic overhead when the lob is kind of coming right to you. But now the next step is what happens if the ball is going to come deeper than you and you're going to have to back up. So basically what you're going to do is you're already in that same stance here and you're going to notice, oh shoot, the ball's going over my head, what do I do? And that's where you're going to stay sideways and you're going to use this crossover step to backpedal into a position where now you can hit that same overhead, you're just backed up a little bit. So it's going to look like this without a ball. So you get sideways, I'm going to do this cross step, which we'll talk about later, to get into a good position where I can now see the ball in front of me, make contact right up here a little bit in front of me, and then swing through it. So again, it's gonna look like this. Drop back to the trophy position, back up, back up, back up. When I'm in a good position, follow through. And then in real speed, it's gonna look like this. Okay, so what I was talking about with the cross step is once you're in this trophy position, you're already sideways. This is the most effective way to move, and it's called a cross step. So basically, instead of side shuffling, or a lot of people I see when they play pickleball, they try to backpedal like this. You're not moving very fast and you're not balanced. So once you get into this trophy position, you're gonna use a cross step. So basically your left foot is gonna cover more distance, and your right foot's gonna come back over to keep your balance, and you're gonna go like this. So it's gonna look like this again. We're here, foot comes over, foot comes over, foot comes over. So you can see when you do this cross step, you can probably cover the length of the court in just a couple steps. So basically, right, you're in your trophy position, you're gonna cross step until you get where you need to go. That allows you to keep your balance, stay in position, and get there very fast. Okay, so one question you might have is while you're playing, you might be thinking, okay, but where do I stand? When do I know when to stop backing up to be able to be in position to hit that overhead? So basically, you're right, you're gonna be playing the point, drop into trophy position, and you're using your crossover step to back up. When you know when to stop is as the ball's coming in an arc, it's gonna be coming up, and then it's gonna start to drop. And you wanna be standing in a perfect spot where your left hand is actually in the position to catch the ball as it drops. So again, you're playing, you drop back, the ball's coming up. As it's coming down, you're positioning yourself so that the ball's gonna drop right into your left hand, you can catch it with your left hand. That's gonna allow you to swing and make contact above your head and slightly in front for you to hit a great overhead. Okay, so there's a couple really great drills you can do to practice this. The skill of, using your crossover steps to back up and then making sure that you're always in the right position. The first drill we're gonna do is you're gonna have like a friend or someone feed you balls, and you're not gonna hit anything. You're just gonna stand here, they're gonna feed you a ball, and you're gonna use your footwork to get in position and catch the ball with your left hand, and then you can just toss it back.
So here I am with my mom doing this drill. I just asked her to feed me lobs, and as soon as she fed the ball, I turned sideways, got in trophy position, and then used my cross step to get back to a point where the lob was gonna fall and land right into my left hand. And then I asked her to remove the basket from the video and feed me a little bit of deeper balls to show a couple things. One, you can customize this and ask your partner to feed you deeper balls so you can practice moving back faster. And then also, we only used one ball, so it's a super accessible drill. You can do it with one ball because as you're catching in your left hand, you can either toss it back or hit it back, and you're not gonna need a whole basket to do this. It was also a really great workout. I was tired after it because you're running back and forth. So super easy drill to practice all the footwork that we talked about in the video.
Okay, that was a really great drill. And now the second progression of that is actually hitting the overhead. So this one, you might need a few more balls. You're still gonna have your friend or your partner, whoever, feeding you overheads that are hopefully a little bit deeper so you can practice getting in that crossover step. But basically, just have someone feed you overheads, practice that crossover step, lining it up, and then swinging.
All right, here's the second drill in action. I call it the daily vitamin because back when I was playing tennis, I would end every practice with a basket of overheads, and my coach would always call it taking your daily vitamin. But it's a great drill to work on your technique, but also your footwork. This is a progression of that. It's called touch the net, and basically between overheads, you just run to the net and tap the net with your paddle. But fantastic workout. I was exhausted after it. Of course, you're increasing that distance that you have to back up while you have the same amount of time. So increasing your speed, working on that crossover step. Great drill.
All right, and that wraps it up. Today we talked about getting in that perfect position, using that cross step to get there, and lining it up so that technically you could catch the ball with your left hand. And the other thing we talked about is the technique behind hitting it, making sure you have the contact above your head and finishing in your opposite pocket. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.